الحمد لله وحده والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده أما بعد. Inshallah ta'ala, in Tajweed lessons we will start with some qualities. We have already covered some. Today we will cover a quality that has no opposite to it. You remember we mentioned that certain qualities have their opposites. So a group of letters would have this quality and the rest would have other qualities. But there are certain qualities which are only attributed to a group of letters. There's no opposite to that. The opposite is just absence of them, rather than having a different quality. So qalqala is quite common one, which inshallah ta'ala we will cover. As we moving on, we have been taking this route with the principle al-aham fal-aham, the most important things to be discussed and covered earlier. They should be given priority over some other less important or less commonly known sifat, inshallah ta'ala. So qalqala, al-qalqala, it means to shake, to move, to vibrate. So when there's water in a pot and you try to boil it, the Arabs would say تقلقلت القدر على النار, that the pot is shaking on the fire, and that is because of the movement, vibration. So what it means literally, and now what it means linguistically in the terms of Tajweed principles. So what it means that when you pronounce a silent letter, when a silent letter or a letter which is not mutaharrik, a sakin letter, a letter that has no fatha, dhamma or kasra on it, so when you pronounce it, there tends to be a striking or matching or meeting of two opposite surfaces. So ba, for example, if you wanted to say a silent ba, an inactive ba, I should say, it's better to say inactive, because silent, when you mention in Arabic, is different to when we say silent in English, because a silent letter in English means that you do not even pronounce that letter. In Arabic, a silent or inactive letter is a letter that hasn't got a fatha, dhamma or kasra, rather you just pronounce this letter in inactive way by connecting with the previous letter. So ba, for example, ba with fatha, ba is active letter. Inactive letter would be ab. Inactive ba would be ab. So whenever you pronounce an inactive letter in any language, the two opposite surfaces strike, they just meet. So ab, so two lips join together, ab. So the qalqala is when you, after causing these two surfaces to meet, you relax them and bring them back to a neutral position with a sound. This is called qalqala, without it going towards fatha, dhamma or kasra sign. So you, rather than saying ab, you say ab, ab. Rather than saying ab, you say ab. So you just open them up. You just separate the two surfaces which were supposed to be attaching with each other. You release them. You separate them apart. With those two surfaces which are to be connected, joined, attached with each other, when you pronounce a silent letter, you actually release them. You let them go again. You let them separate with a sound. This is called qalqala. So there are 5 letters where you have to do it, and this is because these are shadid letter. And if you pronounce a shadid letter, You remember the quality of shiddah. You strike the two surfaces in silent and inactive form, and there's no way you can continue with the sound. You cannot continue with the sound. So when you stop it, the two opposite surfaces are completely closed. Now you need to pronounce the next letter. So you have to release that before you could pronounce this next letter. So Arabs come up with this idea from the group of Shadid letters, Ajib Qatim Bakat. They took Qaf Taba Jim Dal and given them a special quality called Qalqala, which is, so if you just practice it, you would know better. So if you say Aq, or in Quran it says Iqra, so how would you say Iqra? So you would say Iq. So what's happening? The base of the tongue is lifting up. You just elevate it and it's stuck there. Iq. To pronounce the next letter, which is Ra in this case, you have to now bring the tongue to the fore, to the front. So unless you bring that base of the tongue down to the neutral position, you cannot lift the front of the tongue to the palate, to the roof, to pronounce Ra, Iq, Ra. Otherwise, there will be a pause, a gap. So you can't say Iqra, 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 Iqra. There is a gap there. Iqra. You cannot continue the sound for Qaf Sakina. So and that is, there's it's not the best with regards to pronunciation, with regards to continuous flow of the speech. As Arabs wouldn't like it. They would rather want something which has a flow, and that's natural. Every language, every person who speaks any language, they would want a continuity of their sounds, a flow of their speech. They do not want any intermittent pauses here and there. Albeit a small pause, they wouldn't like it. They have a lot of pride in their language, so they make it easy, and it's natural for any language, by the way. So you want to make it easy. So what they would do, rather than saying Iqra, Iqra, they would say Iqra, Iqra, Iqra. So they would just make that base of the tongue, which was elevated for silence, for the inactive Qaf, they would bring it back with a sound. So they say Iqra, Iqra, and it becomes more easy, smooth, and it flows better. So you say Iqra, Iqra, Iqra. So that should not be Iqara or Iqira or Iqura. That would be wrong to shift the sound towards Fatha Dhamma or Kasra, because then you are making it a different letter. It's not that. It is not active Qaf. It is inactive Sakina Qaf, a Qaf Sakina. That is why you just leave it in the middle. Iqra, Iqra. So it goes with Qaf, Ta, Ba, Jim, Dal. Okay, so if you look at that, what would happen? If the letter is silent or inactive, Sakin, inactive. If the letter is Sakin, Qaf, Ta, Ba, Jim, Dal, you have to strike the two surfaces, Ab, and nothing comes out with it. With Qalqala, they go opposite. Ab, but nothing comes out with it. Means it is not going towards any Fatha Dhamma Kasra direction. Rather, it's an inactive letter. Ab. And when it is mutaharrik, ba with Fatha, ba, bu, bi. So that Fatha Dhamma Kasra, the haraka, that would make it different with compared to Qalqala. So ab, and ba. These are the three things, three situations. Obviously, with Qaf, Ta, Ba, Jim, Dal, you would do Qalqala. Okay, it's easy. It's very easy. So Iqra, عبد الله عبد الله عبد الله با قلقلة. And for qalqala, there are two levels. The major qalqala and there is minor one. When there is inactive, I keep saying silent, inactive. So inactive of qaba jim dal, you do a major qalqala, which is al-falaq, al-falaq, muhit, muhit, kasab, bahij, ahad, haqq, watab, al-hajj, ashad. They are major qalqala, means they are at the end. The qalqala is done on the last letter. But there is a minor qalqala as well when the silent letter happens to be, or inactive letter happens to be in the middle of the word. Here you cannot do full justice to qalqala. You have to do a slight qalqala because you have to now pronounce the next letter straight away. If you keep doing ya qadi, so then there will be too much artificial. So in that case, you just do a slightly shorter qalqala. Yaqdi, yut'imu, yubsirun, wataj'alun, yadkhulun. If you're continuing with that. Whereas if you stop at that, al-falaq, muhit, then you do full justice to qalqala. You make it very known and clear. Tabbat yada abi lahabin wa tab. Then you have full, strength to the qalqala. Whereas when it is in the middle of the word, you just read it and you have to move on. لِيُنْفِقْ ذُو سَعَةٍ. That's how it goes. يَخْرُجُ مِنْ بَيْنِهِ قَدْ أَفْلَحَ. Otherwise, if you were stopping there, you would say قَدْ أَفْلَحَ. But you're not stopping there. You can't stop there. So you say قَدْ أَفْلَحَ. You do slightly quickly. So that is why slightly lesser of the two qalqalas. Now, when there is idgham, means two letters of the same kind, exactly the same letter or same kind, then you do not do qalqala on the silent one. You remember the concept. Whenever there is a mushaddad letter, a letter that has a shad on it, tajdeed on it, like qaf in this case. Qaf has shad on it, yeah? Tashdeed, that W sound, the sign at the top. You have to pronounce this letter twice. Qaf. Qaf is doubled. It's like square. So qaf, qa, ba, jim, dal, they all are doubled here because of that shad, tashdeed sign on it. These are called mushaddad letter. So when the letters are mushaddad, which means they're two of the same kind, which is qaf, or even if it is different, ahattu, so ta and ta, they are similar, coming from the same makhraj. Then the first is always an inactive letter and the second is always active letter. So ha, the first qaf is inactive. Qat, second qaf has fatha on it, zabar on it. Ha, qat. So do you do qalqala on the first one in this case or not? No, you do not. Here you do not do qalqala on the silent first letter. So you do not say haq qat. If you did qalqala, you would say haq qat, but you don't do that. At-tala'a. No, you would say haq qat. At-tala'a ala al-ghayb. Rabbana. No, you would say Rabbana, Rabbana. No qalqala on this. Sajjaja. Yuradduna. Rather than yuradduna. No, you don't do that. Okay? So remember that. And you don't do anyway. Most people, in fact, very few people might be making this mistake. It's not common. Alhamdulillah, people understand that. So you don't do qalqala when they are together as a combined letter in the form of mushaddad letter. or even if they're mutajanis, means they're close to same makhraj letter. Ahattu, you do not say ahatu. Now, there is a new thing which people started doing, which is not done traditionally from the Orthodox scholarship, that when there is a mushaddad letter right at the end, they try to do that qalqala with extra emphasis. And this is not right. Haqqun and bahij, those two qalqala or hajj or bahij are the same level qalqala, because the last letter that you're stopping at is a silent letter, is inactive letter when you're stopping there. So you do not do any distinction, you do not make any distinction between the two. So you do not say al-hajj and bahij, no. Al-hajj, bahij, al-hajj, bahij. So it is the same. Al-hajj, bahij, al-hajj, bahij, same strength, same level. Rather al-hajj, watab, that's not right. They are same. Watab. So some mistakes that people make when they pronounce qalqala, as Sheikh highlighted, Sheikh Ayman Suwaid Rushdi, Hafidahullah Ta'ala. This is from his book, as you know. So sometimes they make this, as I mentioned before, the sign of qalqala towards, it is hinting towards fatha damma or kasra. لقد كان تبوتم qalqala becomes more sort of dhamma, ba with dhamma on it. Ibrahim, ibi, rather it should be Ibrahim, tubtum, not tubu. لقد the neutral position. It should be neutral. And sometimes they just make it with a hamza, with a jerk. Ahad, the when you stop with a jerk, ahad, let the sound continue. Ahad, ahad, as-samad. So you're not doing the first mistake. You're stopping it suddenly. So that's not right either. So as-samad, with the jerk, that's a hamza sign, hamza sound at the end. So just let it flow naturally. As-samad, ahad. And sometimes they prolong it a bit. Ahad, samad. So don't prolong it. And likewise, cutting short the sign. So yaqdi, yubsirun, yadkhulun. So not doing proper qalqala, but rather cutting it. So those are the few mistakes that people make. But anyway, simple is the principle that one should remember, is that qaf, ta, ba, jim, dal, qutubu, jaddin, these 5 letters, when they are pronounced in the inactive state, you pronounce them with extra sound at the end, without hinting that sign towards fatha, dhamma or kasra. It should be in the neutral position. And this is just to make it easy for the pronunciation of the next letter. Let's do some recitation. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا توبوا مد إلى الله. Hamza is the reason for mad. Lam of Allah, love Allah, has a fatha before it. Ilallahi, you make it jalala with full mouth. توبة نصوحا نصوحا عسى ربكم. To the ba, the two bars there, you do not do qalqala there. You don't say ربكم. عسى ربكم أن يكفر. Nun sakina followed by ya, and you do idgham there with gunna. أن يكفر أن يكفر عنكم إخفاء عنكم سيئاتكم ويدخلكم دا قلقلة دال ساكنة ويدخلكم جنات نون مشدد غنة جنات تجري قلقلة جنات تجري جيم قلقلة قطب جد جنات تنوين followed by ta is إخفاء again جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار من نون ساكنة followed by ta which is إخفاء letter. How do you know? By exclusion. We cover inshallah noon sakina and tanween rules inshallah next. من تحتها الأنهار noon sakina followed by ha izhar. أنهار. If you're stopping, you just prolong it because of madul arad the sukun, or you can combine الأنهار يوم لا يخزي الله النبي. The love Allah here, that lam of Allah, word Allah, is being connected with the kasra or zair of za. Yukhzillahu. So you do not make it heavy. You just say yukhzillahu as opposed to yukhzillahu. That's wrong. Yukhzillahu nabiyya. Nun mushaddad. Gunna. Nabiyya. والذين آمنوا معه. You stop معه. Make sure you do not say مع. The ha should be pronounced. معه نورهم يسعى بين أيديهم وبأيمانهم يقولون ربنا مد because of Hamza. ربنا أتمم لنا همس don't say أتمم لنا أتمم is you're doing قلقلة on ta which is wrong. You do قلقلة on طا which is different coming from the same makhraj, but ta you do hams on ta you do qalqala. Differences in ta you pronounce this ta from the same point, same makhraj point, except that you bring about the breath sound right at the end. So you say at. That's a breath sound coming out. You release the air. Whereas for ta you would say at. That's sound, voice coming out, and that's breath coming out. أتمم لنا نورنا واغفر لنا إنك على كل شيء قدير. يا أيها النبي نون مشدد جاهد الكفار والمنافقين واغلظ عليهم. Ghain and la are both from huruf musta'liya. You pronounce them with elevation of the base of the tongue. واغلظ عليهم ومأواهم جهنم مشدد نون مشدد وبئس المصير. ضرب الله ضاد with full mouth, را with full mouth. ضرب الله لام جلالة full mouth. ضرب الله مثلا للذين كفروا امرأة نوح وامرأة لوط. كفروا را with full mouth. كفروا امرأة را again full mouth. امرأة نوح تنوين followed by واو يرملون إدغام ما غنى. نوح وامرأة لوط. لوط. ألف at the base of the tongue and to قلقلة on this. قطب جد. كانتا تحت قلقلة عبدين من عبادنا صالحين فخانتاهما فلم يغنيا عنهما من الله شيئا تنوين followed by واو وقيل ادخلا النار مع الداخلين. صدق الله العظيم.